New data reveals the highest spending MPs in the months following the federal election, covering everything from overseas travel to office supplies. Cameron Redden following this story for us out of Canberra. So who tops the list, Cam?
No great surprise, Pete. The Prime Minister was the highest spender in those few months following the 2022 election. These new figures released by the Parliamentary Expenses Authority essentially track the cost of political life for the first 3 months following the 2022 election. The Prime Minister spending $685,000 across that period of time on everything from office supplies to travel. He bested the Workplace Relations Minister Tony Burke. Peter Dutton, the opposition leader, takes out bronze, followed by Tanya Plibersek and the West Australian-based Resources Minister Madeline. The Prime Minister also topping the list of overseas travel. We know very much those opening few months of the Prime Ministership were dominated by overseas trips, spending about $82,000 or $83,000 over the course of that time, more than double that of the Defence Minister, Richard Marles. When you look at the nature of those first few months for the Prime Minister, very much dominant on overseas travel. One of the biggest items of that was on the NATO summit, all up trips and costs and all sorts of things associated with that, coming to nearly $95,000 in total. And you look at the other trips there, he was on the Quad summit in Japan just a few days after the election, spending $6,500 at the Pacific Islands Forum in Fiji, as well as trips to the UK for the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II and the funeral of former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. You learn quite a bit from going through these figures line by line, Pete, including some of the other costs of political life. For example, who is paying the highest rent in the country for their office? That is the Environment and Water Minister, Tanya Plibersek. Office facility costs more than $160,000 in just those 3 months following the election in her electorate of Sydney. And the Liberal MP in Victoria, Jason Wood, spending almost the same amount on printing costs. We had to figure out exactly what he was printing though, Pete.
I'd still like to know what the answer is to that, Cam. Whenever you get it, we'll talk to you soon.
We'll try and find out.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk to you soon. That's Cameron Redden out of Canberra there.